Comedian FunnyMaine, ready to talk some football on a Friday. As always, I'm taking your questions directly from my Instagram DMs, and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability. Y'all know I love talking some college football. I'm a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst is on right now, week number 2. Turn it all the way up. Is Brian Kelly on the hot seat? Absolutely not. First of all, who else you going to hire? There's not a lot of great coaches that are available right now. But I do think with the playoff expanding to 12 teams, if he can't get in this year or even next year, that seat will definitely start to heat up. Prediction on NC State versus Tennessee. Well, I visited their campus in Raleigh for the first time earlier this year. Beautiful place. The Wolfpack will be ready. But in the end, I think it's going to be too much firepower from that Tennessee offense. Probably close early, but look for Tennessee to run away with this one. Is Wisconsin good? Historically, yes. Recently, last year they finished up 7-6, and then last week in their first game of this season, they only scored 13 points in 3 quarters against JMU before winning by 14. So ask me after they play Alabama. We'll find out together, are they really good? Do you think Alabama will play better this year against South Florida? They better. But yeah, listen, they didn't have to face Jalen Milroe last year. He was benched after throwing those 2 picks to lose to Texas. It was raining. It was just a weird game. I mean, not taking any away from South Florida. Shout out to them. But I think this Alabama team, they'll be much more prepared this year. Will a Colorado win this week versus Nebraska help the Buffs' ego or perception of them? Listen, they don't need any help with ego. They got plenty of that. But the perception, they are must-see TV because they are so polarizing. People either love them or hate them, so they're going to watch. And I think everybody has chosen to side with Colorado. They either love them or hate them, so I don't think the perception is going to change anytime soon. Will Oregon struggle again this week? They only beat Idaho by, I think, 10 last week. That could be a lot of, we don't want to show our hand just yet. I'm pretty sure they knew they were a more talented team, so they probably held back. Not making excuses for them, but that's probably what happened. Now they got Boise State coming in, and you don't want to play around with Boise State because they're going to make the most of this opportunity. So I think they'll struggle a little bit, but I think Oregon will be Oregon eventually, and they'll run away with it. How many games can Florida State realistically win? Listen, if they play to their potential, I think they can get to 8 wins. But if they keep playing like they've been playing, I'm only giving them wins over Cal, Charleston Southern, and maybe UNC. That would be a 3-win season if they keep playing like they're playing. Do I think Vanderbilt can get the 6 wins? All right, let's count them up. They already got 1 over Vatech. I'll give them Alcorn State. I'll give them Ball State. I'll give them Georgia Southern. And I'll give them, maybe they could beat South Carolina. That's only 5. They got a pretty tough schedule. So, hey, prove me wrong, Vandy. Prove me wrong. Well, did you know it's been 10 years since you started the How Bama Fans video? Close. It's 9 years. We actually started in the 2016 season. You can count them up. So next year, we make it the next year, then it'll be 10. But thank you all so much for the support. And thank you, my brother, for the pre-kind words. And the number 1 question on all college football fans' mind this week, Texas or Michigan? Listen, Texas is coming in with a lot of hype, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Michigan, the defending champions, but they lost their coach and a lot of different pieces. And the Big House is a hard, tough place to play. But I think Texas just got a little bit more talent than Michigan, so I'm going to go with the Longhorns in this one. Shout out to number 1, Lil Cuz, Justice Finkley. Go get him. I know y'all are looking at the show every week like, man, I would love if he would answer one of my questions. All you got to do is follow me on Instagram or Facebook at FunnyMaine. I answer questions directly from my DM. Yours might make it on here. So there's only one way to know. You got to ask. Listen, I'm a fan, not an analyst. Fanalyst with comedian FunnyMaine. We'll see y'all next week.